It's definitely the devil in disguise. Definitely.
So why are so many young musicians playing with fire and dying in vain?
Hello, I'm Blair Underwood. Over the next hour, we'll explore the raw, disturbing, and painful world of heroin.
When dying in vain returns, the dark existence of a young musician turned junkie.
Like, I had no idea how fast it could take you down.
You're about to spend a day in the life of a junkie, a young musician we'll call Tommy. We've agreed to protect his identity because he fears news of his addiction could cost him a record deal. There are no words that can portray the misery of heroin addiction. It has to be seen to be believed. But we gotta warn you, this may be difficult to watch. It is very graphic.
It's the start of another day in Los Angeles, and Tommy is just waking up. Barely coherent, he begins his daily routine.
Usually I wake up and I have at least a half a day's supply of whatever I need. Right now I don't.
Since getting hooked, Tommy hasn't been able to hold a job. His days are consumed by two activities: shooting dope, then looking for more. He starts by paging his dealer.
I'm going.
At age 30, Tommy's life is clearly a mess. But it wasn't always this way. As a kid, he went to good schools. He even attended college for a couple of years, majoring in music and art. Throughout his teens, he says he experimented with drugs, but at age 20, he got hooked.
I'd never been addicted to a narcotic, and I had no idea how fast it could take you down. And it took 6 months to just completely, it just ruined me.
He went to rehab, cleaned up, and got serious about a career in music. Tommy became the guitarist for a popular band on the LA music scene. But after 2 years of playing clubs where drugs and alcohol are a way of life, Tommy was back to drinking, popping pills, and using cocaine.
What's happening? Here, can I fly by? All right, that's cool. All right, see ya.
His dealer is out of heroin, so by mid-morning, Tommy's shooting the residue he scraped from a bottle cap. Desperate, he calls a friend for a lift and heads out to find dope elsewhere. Tommy says, despite his habit, he's in control.
The way I look at it is like, I do drugs don't do me. And in a way they do, but watching what a lot of other people do helps me to at least try to not go so far.
Less than 20 minutes later, he returns home with a supply of both heroin and crack cocaine. The first thing he does is smoke crack.
I caught you knocking at my cellar door. I love you, baby, can I have some more? Ooh, the damage done.
When his friend Morgan arrives, Tommy's not surprised. People are always showing up at his house looking for drugs. He says that's the way he supports his habit, by selling to his friends.
Not bad for 2 years, eh?
Tommy shoots up, despite nearly overdosing less than a week ago.
And I could feel, before I even got the needle in my arm, before I was even finished pushing all it in, I could feel it was too much.
After trying heroin, Tommy thought he had found the answer to beating his cocaine habit, but now admits he's serving two masters.
The heroin just seemed so much mellower. Like, I could do things. I could go to band rehearsal. I could play my guitar. I could cook. I could eat. I could get up and go to work if I needed to.
But the fact is, Tommy does next to nothing. He spends endless days and nights watching history films on TV in his dingy 8 by 10-foot room. There's no bed. It's cluttered with secondhand televisions, VCRs, and electronic gear he's taken in trade for dope. Syringes and other drug paraphernalia litter the place. His guitars hang idle on the wall.
When was the last time you played with your band?
January the 28th. Prior to that, it had been August or so, 94. We haven't been too productive the last few years.
The truth is, Tommy's addiction caused his band to break up months ago. He has picked up his guitar only a handful of times since he got hooked, but insists he's still actively pursuing a career in music.
And I want to actually produce, and I want to own my own label. And I like to take other groups and try to enhance what they do. I want to do all kinds of music.
His addiction is all-consuming, yet Tommy believes dope makes him a better musician and songwriter.
My lyrics got better. I had something new to write about. I knew something that I feel very passionately about. I'm deeply involved in. I might play a little sloppier sometimes, like if I'm getting to feel like how I am now. But as far as the creativity and the songs that material that I'm writing, I think it's getting better.
His afternoon is a narcotic blur. Between 1 and 5, Tommy uses heroin, cocaine, or a combination of both a half dozen times. When Tommy's friend Brian shows up, it's obvious he's hurting. He's been on the street since daybreak trying to hustle up enough cash to buy some heroin. He's had no luck.
Really sick. Last time I fixed was like 6, 7 in the morning. I have the shakes right now and the sweats, hot flashes, runny nose, runny eyes. My skin's crawling.
Knowing the misery of withdrawal, Tommy loans him some dope. Brian is 28. He was in 8th grade the first time he used heroin. He says he was clean for 6 years, but 14 months ago started using again.
It's definitely the devil in disguise. Definitely. Heroin is like, it's its own god. I mean, it really only makes you feel good for a few minutes.
Within seconds of the syringe emptying into his arm, his discomfort seems to melt away.
I mean, basically, it's taking away my sickness. Makes me feel a little bit better for the moment, but drugs really don't kill my pain anymore. And I do it just because of the addiction.
Brian and Tommy shoot up the last of their dope. Out of cash, Tommy grabs a keyboard he's been given in return for heroin and heads to a pawn shop. But he arrives just as the shop is closing. Out of luck, he calls a friend to borrow some money.
I'm coming back. Pawn shop closed right in my face. Yep. Screwed right now, man.
Another day has passed, and Tommy's got enough dope to make it through the night. He doesn't play his guitar or write a new song. Instead, he plants himself back on the couch and shoots up. He remains there all night, mesmerized by the television, fading in and out of consciousness until morning, when the chase for dope begins all over again.
But Tommy's story doesn't end there. Just 36 hours later, he was behind bars on drug charges, locked away, forced to get clean the hard way, cold turkey. His dreams of making it in the music business are on hold indefinitely. Quitting isn't easy. It can be as difficult and as painful as the addiction itself. But there is hope. 70% of the artists who have entered the Musicians Assistance Program have been able to beat their addiction. We look forward to the day when heroin no longer takes the lives of our young musicians, so we can concentrate on what we all love, their music. For VH1, I'm Blair Underwood. Thanks for watching.